What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark, where I am navigating through a cave with very, very little fuel left from my lantern. And so I wanted to kind of take a load off here, and actually I was hoping I would get a torch, but torchy no appear to work right now. This cavern right here, I think, is the one that's going to loop back down, and yeah, there's going to be this little wooden platform area. There's going to be a bunch of random shit over there, like bullets and whatnot, that normally I would really care about if I was playing in survival mode, or if I was playing in hunted mode or whatever. I would care about that, but I don't right now because it's not something that's relevant. I think we want to go this way. That way to the right I think is a dead end where there'll be a dead body over there. But yeah, welcome back to our Hopeless Rescue playthrough, where we are continuing to do all the content that The Long Dark has to offer before story mode releases. Actually, this month we should be seeing the release of story mode, which is something that I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Summit sodas, beef jerky. Yeah, I won't turn those down. Sounds good to me. If we could find, there's a bullet right there. At the workbench, is it possible to make a torch? I need cloth and I need lamp oil. No, so I don't have lamp oil, unfortunately. Bit of a bummer. I can't do anything about that though. Oh, I didn't need those boots. I just took them anyways because I have really bad impulse control. I find free stuff and I'm just like, I want that. Give it to me, please. So a lot of this stuff has been searched. We'll go through the drawer too. There's a bandage. Oh, lantern fuel. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. So I now have lantern fuel, which is actually pretty sweet. I will probably just refuel the lantern then, because that almost gets us to a full lantern. I thought I was out of fuel completely, but that's great. Drop that brand on the ground. Light this thing on up, and oh my god, that's so much better. So much better. Cool. See, and there was a rifle cleaning kit right there. Normally there'd be all kinds of stuff in here that I actually care about, but not playing survival mode. Not playing survival mode, as you all know and perhaps found out by reading the title up above this video. Pretty happy with how things are going in this playthrough. I think we cut it really close due to the fact that I didn't really account for the fact that you're supposed to be traveling at night in this challenge. About 2/3 of the way through, I was like, you know, if I don't travel at night, I don't think I'm going to make it. So I started traveling exclusively at night, not sleeping the evenings away. And it seems to have worked out a little bit better. Yeah, this is the cage from where we want to be right now, so we're almost out of here. Trying to stay moving, though. Metal container, what you got for me? Some beef jerky and some wood matches. You know, if I got out of a survival situation like this,
I'll take it.
Don't need it. Sure, I'll take gauntlets, I guess. I don't know why somebody's got like medieval style trapper gauntlets in here, but you know what? Sounds fine to me. Probably better than my mittens in all fairness. Feels like 21 degrees C. I was going to say we're not going to worry about cold if we keep this up. We want to head towards whatever direction goes upwards, and then we'll see where this pops out. I think it comes out in Desolation Point. I may be wrong. In fact, there may be two exits to this cave. One might come out in Desolation Point. One might come out in another spot. But seeing as we basically have enough time to get anywhere on the map right now, aside from Timberwolf Mountain, because Timberwolf Mountain is such a giant energy sink, climbing up all those ropes and whatnot. I actually didn't know that getting into Timberwolf Mountain at the summit was that difficult. Summiting Timberwolf Mountain is actually quite a challenge in this game. You gotta have a lot of energy. You gotta leave a lot of gear behind, too. Oh, there's a flare. Can't say that I need that, though. Okay, so this put me on Coastal Highway. I'm almost positive that there's another direction in that cave that will more than likely take you to Desolation Point. Unless I'm completely and totally... Maybe it's the one in Desolation Point. Give me the gun real fast. Probably gonna have to shoot myself a wolfie. Wow, I got him. I usually don't make anything other than point-blank shots in this game because I never trust the rifle to, like, do what I want it to do. It just doesn't work. Like, I play Battlefield, I play a bunch of different games, and I know the ballistics in those games. For some reason in this game, I can never, like, predict what the ballistics are going to do. And so, in general, I just wait until something's at point-blank range, and then I shoot it. We have a decent walk in front of us. I actually wasn't expecting to pop out this far back, but the bright side is that I know where I am now. I'm in a familiar zone, and actually I'm fairly familiar with Pleasant Valley at this point. After this playthrough, I'm alright with Pleasant Valley. I can find my way apparently by gut, is what we learned in the previous episode, because I wasn't quite sure where I was that entire time because we were traveling in the fog. Yeah, I know you're tired, but we don't have 10 hours to sleep or anything like that. We only got 6 hours of daylight left, and I don't fancy traveling at night. So we need to get to the lighthouse and Desolation Point. I don't know if we'll be able to do that off the energy that we have right now, not without scavenging some coffee. And time is going to be the limiting reagent there, because I'm not going to be able to spend an hour or two just looking for coffee. Whereas in a survival playthrough, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's just look around for a little bit. In worst cases, I'll sleep the night away. And we do have enough food to last us a little while, which is pretty badass. I want to. I'll be honest with you, I really want to go up to the Hunter's Lodge right now. But, yeah, we already cut it close enough to where I don't want to... Basically, I don't want to have that moment where something bad happens. And when that something bad happens, it causes me to have like 1 hour left until I get to the rendezvous point. And with that 1 hour left, had I not gone over to that place, I would have like 3 hours left. And I would have made it no problem. Basically, I don't want to stress myself out in the future by not keeping my eye on the prize. This is probably the hardest challenge, though, out of all of them. I've played all the challenges except for Nomad at this point, and Nomad I don't think is going to be difficult at all. I think Nomad's going to be super easy. But I've played all the challenges. This is like the last one that I'm going to do on the channel, and this one, actually, given the time constraints, I think is the worst. The Hunted is not that bad because the bear is kind of dumb. And worst case scenario is you can exploit collision just to launch yourself off a cliff at some point and the bear can't follow. Like, that's a valid strategy. You saw me use it in the first episode where it bought us a bunch of time because I just bailed off of a cliff and the bear was like, alright, well, what do I do with that? The bear can't go down cliffs like you can. And so, you know, that sort of, I think, limits a lot of the difficulty of the Hunted. Whereas this challenge is consistently bad because it forces you to constantly go out in weather that you don't want to be out in. So I've weathered more cold, more nights out in the snow than I would ever do normally. Like, I would never recommend any of the actions I've done in this playthrough, like in a normal sandbox survival playthrough. Because, why? It's unnecessary risk-taking, and the thing about survival is that you don't take unnecessary risks if you can help it. In a survival situation, it's all about managing expectations and making sure that you're balancing risk with reward properly and caloric intake with reward properly. Or I guess caloric output properly. And so, you would never do that. You would just kind of stay in the house, take it slow, you've got food, you've got water. Cabin fever probably drive you a little bit crazy. But a little bit crazy is better than a little bit dead, you know what I mean? I need to find my way back to the road cut right now. I'm not a snowy weather person. I'm just going to put that out there as well. My family is Hawaiian. We don't deal well. Like, if it's colder than, like, 60 degrees, I'm like, damn, it's cold out. Like, seriously, my hands start going numb. It's weird, too, because my wife, she'll just be like, it's not that cold. And I'll be like, it is freezing. But when it's, like, 120 degrees, I'll be walking around with just, like, sweat beaded up on my forehead. And I'll be like, I'm fine. As long as I got a water bottle or whatever, heat doesn't bother me at all. She'll be out and she'll just be like, yeah, we need to go inside, like, right now. Because she's basically so white that she's clear. And so, it's kind of funny. I don't know if that's, like, a thing. Like, is there such a thing as, like, a racial tolerance for heat? I don't know. My family does great with heat, though, because we're Hawaiian. It doesn't bother us at all. It doesn't bother us for a minute. Like, I think that's why my dad has had such a successful career as a roofer. Is because he can roof on days that are like 120 degrees when other dudes are just like blacking out and dying of heat exhaustion. He's just like, yeah, I'm fine. We're all good here. You know, for old time's sake, I think we should stop by the garage. I think we should stop by the garage and just kind of see what it has for us. It feels like a waste not to do so. I do hope they add more zones to the game. Like, I love how the map just feels like it's gotten more and more expansive as we've played. Like, as it's come out from, like, its first early access edition, I love the way that it's just gotten bigger the whole time. I do hope that, I mean, I would pay for DLCs that added 2 or 3 new zones, or 1 or 2 new zones. Hell, I'm a sucker. I'll probably pay for DLC that only adds 1 new zone, depending on the pricing. If it's like $11.99 and you only get 1 zone, I'll be like, I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't think so, Tim. But, oh, good. This place is stocked up. Cool. Yeah, they got all kinds of goodies over here. None of that is locked up. We got a couple of flares on that side. Another fridge, dude. Why did you impale my candy bar? This candy bar does not
carry much more.
This candy bar does not have a hanger tab on it. Why would you do that? What I'm really interested in is finding myself some more fuel for the lantern. If we can find, like, and ask and ye shall receive. There it is. Perfect. There's also a bed back here so we can rest for a couple hours and get our energy level topped off. I think that might be wise. I have my doubts that we're going to find anything in here that's actively going to be useful. So let's eat up. We're hungry and thirsty. I'd say get down on the peanut butter. Just do your thing. There you go. And then we'll just drink sodas for the rest of it. Our weight allotment is going down because our character's tired. So eliminating some of it via well-applied sodas and whatnot is probably a plan that's going to take us far. I'll drop you. I've got that extra pair of boots in here, too, that I don't want to carry around with me. Where'd that extra pair of boots go? I know I picked up an extra pair of boots. You can't lie to me. Where are they? There we go. I'll just drop them through that menu because I can't find them. We're pretty tired. I think we're going to end up traveling at night no matter what I do. So I'm going to sleep for 4 hours. That gives us a little bit of light to go by. A little bit of energy to run off of. But it's going to put us close. I think we've got, like, the first couple hours of the next day to get through this. Otherwise, it might be tough titties for us. Might be a little bit of that life. Off we go, though. I'm kind of hoping we can get this done in this episode because I really loathe the thought of forcing you all to watch like a 3-minute episode in the next part. So maybe if I have to cut this one a little bit longer just to make sure we make it to our target zone, that'll be fine. I don't know. It's up to all of you. I'm also kind of wondering about For the King. I don't know if I want to keep doing For the King. I like the game a lot. Like, I like it a lot. It's a great game. Like, it's a lot of fun. But at the same time, I get so salty about the RNG. I don't know if you guys are like me. Some people don't seem to get salty over RNG. I get salty over RNG. I'm just like, ugh. So, like, when things go wrong, I just roll my eyes and I just groan. I'm just like, man, what is happening right now? What is happening? We got a pretty good walk in front of us. We got to make it over to, although we do have enough energy, which is nice. I don't think we'll have to rest anymore. I think that we should have enough to carry us all the way over to where we want to go. We are going to have to travel in the dark once we get to Desolation Point, which is a bummer. But on the list of things that are a problem, I'm going to say that that probably ranks pretty low compared to like everything that we went through in like the previous episodes. Timberwolf Mountain is a nasty zone. That's a rough one. It's a zone that's tough to navigate. It's a zone that's bad weather that's hard to find your way around in because you never have visibility. I think the zone is largely predicated on you setting up ropes. If you have the time to go through and set up like a connection and a chain of ropes to get you up the mountain, it's a fantastic zone and it's not that bad. But if it's your first time in zone and you only have like one rope, you need at least 3 or 4 to get all the way up the mountain the easy way. And so it's a bad zone if you don't have like climbing ropes because you got to walk around everything and you got to set up the ropes for the first time so that you can climb the damn thing. It's weird. To me, the trees kind of look like they have an aura around them. You guys see that? They've got kind of like a, I don't know. They've got like a little paladin bubble around the trees. They're like, we are the holy trees of the forest. We are the holy trees, Deus Volt. I wouldn't be that worried about Crusader trees. Like, it's not like they're going anywhere. Just don't walk too close to them. Like, I smite thee in the name of the Christ. Like, they try to swing over and hit you, but you're just like, I'm too far away, man. Like, hold on. Give me several hundred years, and I may be able to work these roots free. Stay right there. Like, I don't think I'm going to do that, man. We only live like 80 years. He's like, well, shit. That kind of seems like a pointless crusade now that you put it in that perspective. I'm like, doesn't it, though? Doesn't it, Crusader tree? God, the dumb shit that I come up with on this channel. I don't think like this in normal life either. That's the weird part. It's only when I play video games where I'm walking in between locations bored that I start thinking about stuff like this. Like, I'm sure there'll be lots of that, though. I'm about to be on a plane for like 10 hours pretty soon. My flight goes up to get to Boston. I got to go to Seattle first, I guess, because they changed my flight. It wasn't supposed to go to Seattle first. They changed my flight like 2 weeks ago, which was super fun. It was supposed to go from here to like Dallas or Denver or somewhere. I don't know. It started with a D wherever we were going. It was either in Colorado or Texas, and we had a layover there for like an hour, and then we were going to continue to Boston. And then for whatever reason, they changed my flight, and so now it's from where I'm at. We go up to Seattle. There's like a 3-hour layover, and then we go to Boston from Seattle. And I don't know. It's like I could have got my panties in a bunch about it, and I could have called up the airline and been like, why have you done this? I can't believe you've done this. But what do I need? High blood pressure? I just feel like there are fights worth fighting, and there are fights not worth fighting. And in general, most fights involving an airline are not worth fighting. I've never had the fight go well when it's with an airline. It always becomes super time-consuming. It always becomes super frustrating. And so I'd rather just accept my lot in life, I think. Just accept what has happened and just move forward. Just be like, all right, that's pretty annoying, but I think I can live with it. Sometimes you just got to do that in life. Just be like, yep, that is super goddamn annoying, but I think I can live with it. Not a big fan of the 3, because the reason I booked the previous flight is because the previous flight put me in Boston at like 4 in the afternoon. The new flight puts me in Boston at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm just like, shit, that's what I wanted to avoid. Because like I didn't want to get in super late, crash real fast with like, you know, how after a day of travel you're still kind of amped or whatever because you've been running around all day trying to find your way. You're like kind of amped, right? Well, I didn't want that to be the case because I'm already not a good sleeper. Like I don't sleep good very often. And so I wanted to get to Boston, have time to like detox, maybe find like a nice Chinese place or something. Have dinner with the wife, go to bed, be relaxed. And the airline companies they've ruined that for me. They've ruined that for me, and I've decided to take it. I've decided to take it and not fight back. Tell me what you think down below. Did I make the right decision, or I should have fought, huh? Everybody's going to be like, bro, you're being a bitch right now. You should have fought. And I'm like, damn, Internet. All I did is ask if you think I did the right thing. Started with a name calling already. So quick with that. So quick, Internet. So quick. From 0 to 100, which is so much different than 100. If you go 0 to 100, that is much less acceleration than 0 to 100. HUNNID. 0 to 100. You go 0 to 100, you know some shit happened. Somebody got amped. All I want to do is walk to a lighthouse. I really hope that I'm going to the right house. Probably am. We're on a road. It's kind of snowy. I won't find no toads. Toads don't like the snow. Something they are averse to. They find themselves frequently in contention with snow. There's a moon in this game, dude. I never even noticed there was a moon because there's always overcast. Like, you can never see the sky in this game. The moon looks really, really close. Canadians, is the moon that big to all of you? Do you guys have like a really, really big moon in Canada? Where I live, the moon is out all day. Like, it never goes away. Like, where I live at, the moon is just like up all the time. Like, even during the daytime it's up. I don't know if it's like that everywhere else either. But like where I live, the sun and the moon are like up there. The sun goes away, the moon stays. It's just always up there. I don't know if that's some weird quirk of planetary physics or what it is, but that's just the way it is where I live. The moon is always up. Actually, I think it's seasonal. I think it's seasonal. Like in the summer, the moon is always up. In the spring, the moon is always up. I don't know. I have to look it up. Something I never really thought about before because it's not super relevant to my life and my day-to-day actions. Alright, so through this cave and out, and we should be at Desolation Point. We have left the crumbling highway. I'm just going to try and move as fast as possible. Unless there's something crazy useful on one of these shelves. I don't think it matters. The Old Island Connector. Have you ever walked down the Old Island Connector? I've walked down the Old Island Connector. Yeah, make your voice squeak at the end. That's the secret. Connector. I believe we are going this way. I believe. I'm overweight. My energy is much, much lower than it should be right now. And the only way that that's possible is if I'm super overweight. Not like crazy overweight, but I'm overweight enough. Alright. Free floating foods, please. Cool. Good to go. Didn't get our weight down that much, but didn't need our weight to go down that much. Some accelerant. Just in case you wanted to play that game. A dead guy, just in case you wanted to bring him along. We could whittle something from the dead guy. Like, look, I've whittled. I had a whittling knife for a while when I was a kid. My uncle got it for me. My mom was not a fan of the presents my uncle used to get me. Because they were always, like, dangerous and or fun. Uncles always got me the best presents for Christmas and shit. Like, they were always the one that got you, like, a wrist rocket. They were like, yep, your parents said no, you can't have this. And then your uncle would just get you one. You'd be like, oh, yes, so many squirrels are going to get murdered. Because that's the first thing every kid did when they got a wrist rocket is they were like, well, I will see you all in the backwoods behind my house. It's time for me to go savage some nature. Okay. So now we make our way to Desolation Point with 13 hours left. Journey's looking good. And we don't have to make a return trip either. We don't have to make a return trip either. This is one way. We get to the top of that tower, we fire that flare, and we are the hell on out of here. I think this has like some vague level of loot back or something like that. No? There it is. I was going to say, there's some kind of like cave or crevasse or something over here. Also known as the mountain booty. In case you were wondering. The mountain bung, if you wanted to be especially offensive. Through the bung of the mountain we will climb. All the day, all the time. Sounds like one of those newer, like... Sounds like a newer Sonata Arctica song. A new Blind Guardian album. We are the bots, we bring you rhymes, rocking every day. Sorry, Blind Guardian fan. I get caught up in my power fantasies every now and again. My power metal fantasies. I feel like everything gets more epic once you add power metal to it. Lantern, are you flickering right now? Why, Lantern, why? Let me refuel you. Oh my god, we picked up 3 liters of fuel? Forsooth and for truth? Jesus. I didn't know we picked up that much fuel out of that canister. Like, I knew it was going to be a decent amount, but normally they have like 1 liter in them. Picked up like 4 liters. Everything's better with like power metal. Just put on the Soul Forge, right, by Blind Guardian. The song, The Soul Forge. Put on that song and do any activity. Watch, it becomes epic. I guarantee you'd be cleaning your house and you'd be like fighting with ring wraiths with your broomstick. It's crazy. It's weird what that song does to people. That song has effects. Tangible effects on people. I hope a wolf doesn't try to wolf me. Oh no. You don't have to turn it off, just drop it. I don't like the way their eyes glow. It creeps me out. They have, like, phosphorescent laser wolf eyes. Laser wolf! I will shoot you! Laser wolf! And normally there's another laser wolf over here. That's the tower we're trying to get to right there. So that we can fire the flare and be up out of here. I would suggest maybe keeping the gun out because there's almost always some dickhead wolf hiding over here in the bushes. Like back behind the rocks who's just like, ah! He's gotten me a lot of times. I'm a little salty about it, as you might be able to tell. A tiny bit salty about it. See, now I'm going to have to go listen to Blind Guardian for the rest of the day. I don't even listen to that much metal anymore. But now I got to go listen to Blind Guardian for the rest of the day. Damn it. We run around all epic, making helmets out of tinfoil. Yeah, like, this is my panoply of light +2. All who stand against Lord British will fall. Looking for my Ankh necklaces. Just in case you wanted to be the uber cool nerd who had access to the ultra limited edition Ankh necklace from whatever game Lord British is peddling lately. Peddling is such a loaded word. It makes it sound intrinsically negative, like automatically, like whatever he's peddling. And here it is. We've made it. I guess I don't go outside very much in this game, like in the dark, and that's why I've never noticed that there's like a moon or anything. I mean, we have like a lot of bullets and stuff. Here, sit that right there. Deafness! Deafness is the best, getting super deaf, shooting all my bullets and getting in a fight. I wonder if they're ever going to add multiplayer to this game. Like a 6-person multiplayer with murder. You could like shoot other players and shit. You know they're thinking about it. Everybody thinks about it who makes a survival game. There's always that brief moment in every survival developer's mind where he's like, but I could just turn it into Rust. And that's why there's so many Rust clones. It's because they start out with a pure idea and then like, but I could turn it into Rust. And that just that little thought where they're like, I could make millions. Everyone on Steam will love me. Love me, love me. Play my Rust clone now. Hold on, gotta reload my flare here. There we go. Fire at the moon! It's coming right for us! Was I supposed to do it from right here? Equip the distress pistol. Yes, I have the distress pistol. Fire the distress pistol. There we go. Yay! We won! I was a little bit worried when I fired it the first time and I didn't win. I was like, I don't know what to say about this right now. So there we go. You can see my badges. My badges on display. If they actually made real versions of these badges, like real pins that look like these, I'd buy them in a heartbeat. I'll just throw that out there. I have not completed Nomad. I don't know if I want to, though. Nomad doesn't seem like something I'd be interested in. Haven't done enough research. Efficient machine. You survive 500 days. Wow. 1,000 fires. Holy shit. Some of those are tough. Snowwalker, I'm almost there, but I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on, and if you like this series, stay tuned. Later on in the month, we should have story mode dropping, which I think is going to be really, really awesome. Other than that, check out the Patreon. Great way to support me and make sure that I get to do this for the foreseeable future. And get the game for yourself if you wanted to support the developers, all right? Bye, everybody.